So students of class 7, the same lesson, Swami and friends. In the previous two presentations, I have discussed almost the entire part. Only a little part is remaining here. So I have come up with that. Here, however, Swami is more than a simple child. So it is told that Swami was not a simple child. He was more than a simple child. He is at the age where he is not a child anymore and is not yet an adult. So he is in the midpoint between childhood and adulthood. So he is not adult, he is not a child. He is growing up. So on the surface, he is a regular bloke everyone has met in real life. So what bloke is? Chap. Meaning is given here. So everyone has met in real life. We have come across boys like Swami in our life, in our real life. That kind of a boy he is. He dislikes Mondays and schoolwork and loves spending time with his friends. So what he dislikes Mondays and schoolwork, and what he loves, spending time with his friends. He is a carefree soul who regrets not fetching a lemon his grandmother asks him to. So he is carefree soul. He doesn't care about anything, and who regrets not fetching. He doesn't regret if his grandmother asks him to bring a lemon, and if he forgets, he doesn't mind it. So he makes paper boats and floats them down a stream, and is sad when the ant in the boat drowns. Now, what he plays with? Paper boats down a stream, and he becomes sad when he sees an ant that in the boat that drowns. But as we go deeper, W.S. Swaminathan becomes a more complex soul. Now, this is all about simplicity that has been told, but now, if we have a deeper look into him, then we find that he is a very complex soul. He is easily influenced by his peers, his equals. He is easily influenced by his peers in good ways and bad, in both ways, in good ways also and in bad ways also. He is actually influenced by his friends, peers. He bullies an innocent cab driver and plans to kidnap the coachman's son. So you can find it here, his complexity, that he sometimes beats the innocent car driver and plans to kidnap the coachman's son. He is not just a simple boy next door, that he is living in the next door and he is a simple boy. He is not like that. He is also the boy who, as a part of a mob, breaks window panes and terrorizes elementary school students. He even beats up an elementary school. So here something is there in the sentence, and that we are going to find in the next slide. Now, what is being told here, that his mischiefs, he is not a very simple boy. He is also the boy who, as a part of a mob, breaks window panes in groups. He will break window panes and terrorize elementary school students, the lower grade students of the schools. He even beats up an elementary school. Here it comes to an end, the slide. Let us move on to the next slide to find what is there. Student and leads him to his fate. He beats elementary school student and leads him to his fate. The layers to Swami's character are actually filled up one at a time, and at the center is a boy who is just trying to find his place in the world. Now, if we keep on peeling off the different layers, then at the center what we are going to find is that he is a boy who is trying to find his place in the world. Now, This much is told about his complexities, about his simplicities. He's simple at some times and very complex at other times. So he's a mixture of both. So that actually makes his character very much fascinating. So this is the last paragraph maybe. Through the book, we see Swami growing into a more mature person. So in this book, Swami and friends, there we find Swami growing into a more mature person. He becomes a more mature person. He regrets having left Albert Mission School. It is not that he did not mind that leaving the Albert Mission School. He actually regrets about that. He also regrets leaving home. He regrets this also, why he left home. Being away from Malgudi, he misses this, why he left Malgudi. He realizes that the issue with the headmaster at Board High School, which had seemed so serious at that time, in fact, quite trivial. It is very simple, very actually not that much of weight, not that much serious. It was minor thing. He marvels at himself for having taken it seriously and rushed into trouble. Now, he actually took him to a serious situation by speculating more on that problem, and seriously he thought about it. So he rushed himself into trouble. But the biggest realization he has is that he should have gone to his father. This realization finally came to him, that instead of leaving that board high school or his home, he should have gone to his father with his troubles. That realization was the biggest one. He realizes that father, here he realizes what? That father would have scolded him a little, and that all the scolding and frowning would have been worthwhile, and that would deserve, most deservingly he would be scolded, and he had reason to scold him. He would have reason to scold him. So that was not a very serious thing. But he realizes all this after leaving home, because father could be depended upon to get him out of any trouble. Now the only person he could have depended upon was his father, who would have got him out of any trouble. This seems to be one of the most important messages of the book that every child needs to know. Now, this is what every child should know, that whenever they are in trouble, instead of doing some silly things, they should discuss it with their parents, and they are the only ones, the parents are the only ones who can who can actually get them out of those troubles. So this is a lesson that you can learn from this review. So in conclusion, Swami and Friends is a book for readers of all ages. Now this is important in writing review. Now why you should always write few lines why this book is to be read, or what is there which is worthwhile, for which the book can be read. Now, in conclusion, Swami and Friends, what is being told, you listen to carefully, is a book for readers of all ages. It is not for children, it is for all ages. And it has an universal appeal and allows us to relive the pangs and joys of growing up. So, and it gives us a chance to relive the pangs, the sorrows and joys of growing up, that we can flashback or recall once again. So this we can have by reading this book. So this is a very, very important point that has been mentioned at the end of the review, and the main thing of this is to make you learn how to write reviews. So with that, I conclude this presentation. Meet you next. Till that time, goodbye. Thank you.